Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Mako Builds Live with your Mako.ai founding team here. We've got just two of us today. Jeremy is on his way to sunny Seattle to hang out with me for the next few days. So today it'll just be me and Brandon hanging out with y'all, building some doing some updates on Sector Scavengers and building some Rift Runners. So as a summary, last week, Jeremy and I were talking about Sector Scavengers, the roguelike deck building game that I'm making. And he suggested that I spend some time with the balance of the game, making it fun. The pretty consistent feedback that I've gotten is that choices don't feel like they matter in the game. And I've done a few things to address that. I've created an encounter system. I've made it so you only get rewards when you clear those encounters. I've done a number of things, but what I haven't actually done is spend a bunch of time, or what I hadn't done yet, is spend a bunch of time with the actual cards and the builds for a specific character, and made sure that those cards were balanced and that each encounter felt like there was some tension and like the choices that you were making mattered. And so I worked with Claude over the last week, and I'll share my my screen here. Yeah, so this is my spreadsheet, my tuner, my simulation, if you will. And what this does is it takes all of the cards that are in the game currently and all of the encounters that are in the game currently, and it assigns values to those things based on what happens when they're played and how much they cost to play. So in this case, our whole patch is a repair card. It heals, and it heals a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 12. And I can tune all of these values and work with Claude to tune them as well, which is what I've been doing. This, for example, increases your max haul. This gives you more money. This is a containment card. So what I've done here is all the yellow fields here are input fields. And so I can do things like change the amount of energy that each card costs. So, you know, that I'm actually going to do this because the 12 heal is like a big heal. That should be 2. Whole fort should be 3 because it's a super big heal. It's rare, which is fine. And then on the encounter side, I've got all of the encounters that you might encounter. Debris blocker, where you have to play scavenge cards or attack cards to move items out of the way and leave the room. And so what I've done here is say that every turn the player is going to take about 5 damage, and it's going to take 3 cards at minimum to clear that encounter. You can't leave until you've finished the encounter. So and then this determines how often the rooms show up. So you always start with a debris blocker, and it might be your second or third room. Gas hazards and coolant and emergency beacons and loose cargo all show up on room 2, and could show up as far as room 5, so forth and so on. And then the weight is how often they show up relative to each other. And then the sim here takes all of that information and allows you to make changes here, and then spits out a qualitative evaluation of, like, is the game fun? Can you die? And do choices matter? So in the current tuning, you cannot die and choices do not matter. And so I'm working with Claude now to change those values, and then what I'll do is I'll ask Claude to write me a prompt to go back to Mako and implement these changes. So if you and I've done a little bit of this already. I don't know if you can see my screen here. So what I did here was I did the first pass, which was getting all of the encounters weighted correctly, and now we're going to reduce the healing, which is it says reducing, but in some places it's going to increase, some places it's going to decrease. But what this really means is tune the healing. So you can see here, whole patch goes from 12 to 8, shared repair goes from 15 to 9, mutual aid 8 to 5, so forth and so on. There's basically a drop in healing across the board. And then convert 2 heals to containment cards, so there are fewer heals in the deck. And so we're going to change group effort and collective haul, which are 2 cards, to be containment cards, meaning they won't heal you, but they will shut down any damage over time that's happening in the encounter. And then it's going to tell me what it thinks is going to happen when I do this. So it's going to cut 40% across max, so his healing is no longer crazy. It's going to remove 2 redundant heals and make them containment cards. it's fixing a bug where we weren't showing the correct amount of healing per heal, and then it's just going to check itself and make sure that it didn't wreck itself. So I'm going to click approve there, and it's going to go do that.
Is that what the feature is called? Check yourself before you wreck yourself?
Yeah, that is what I'm going to call it.
So I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Your spreadsheet is pretty interesting. I know we probably don't want to like show it too much, but it has 4 different tabs on there. And I was wondering how you worked with Claude to get this format, because I think it's pretty interesting on how different roguelike card games can be balanced.
Yes, absolutely. So I will actually just pull over my Claude and we can look at it. So what I did was I started with, I want to balance the kit or build for our first character max so that it is deeply satisfying to play every card, to progress, and to win and lose. It then asked me a bunch of questions. What do I mean by satisfying? I explained what I meant by satisfying. I want it to feel like choices matter and that it's not impossible to die. Yeah, and then we built some heuristics or some metrics or a lens to look through this. So distinctness, tag coverage versus encounter demand. Like, do we have enough containment cards for the number of containment events that we have? Do we have enough repair cards for the number of repair events that we have? And then what is the survival curve? Can you die? Is that question, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it looks like, yeah, Claude Code here hooked up to your Sector Scavengers code repository, so it knows everything about your game, and then you're able to give it some simple prompts here to help you tune, which is really helpful.
Correct.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you have any of the pillars about, I guess, how hard you want to make this game? Because I'd imagine that you could make it like pretty difficult if you wanted to. I'm just thinking of all the other roguelike games that I've been playing.
Yeah, I've got 3 levels to the can you die and do choices matter question in the spreadsheet. And so those are the 3 tiers, if you will, of level. Cannot die, lethal, and safe. Or no, cannot die, lethal, and knife's edge. Knife's edge being tense and fair. And then choices mattering, choices don't matter, choices are life or death, choices are strongly matter, choices strongly matter, and choices barely matter.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what do you think? So you have a bunch of like little tuning things that you want to do. When do I get my hands on it? When do you want other playtesters?
Probably next week. I'm going to have the Monday night Twitch Amazon crew that I hang out with play it this Monday and give me feedback. And then I'm going to give it to the team again. I want to get one more round with not Jeremy before I put it through the Jeremy factory again. It's nice. a little more critical than even my most critical friends. Appreciate everyone tuning in and watching Sector Scavengers with us.